Good afternoon students, welcome to video lectures on chemistry. So in our previous class we discussed about p block elements, so 13th group elements and also 14th group elements. In the case of 14th group, the elements are carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. So these are the elements present in carbon family, that is 14th group element. So we discussed all these properties of electronic configuration. So general electronic configuration of carbon family is ns2 np2. Therefore here the last electron enter into p orbital, that is why carbon is a p orbital electron or simply p block element. So carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead, all these are having a general electronic configuration of ns2 np2. Therefore all these are having certain similar chemical properties as well as physical properties. So in our previous class we already discussed about physical properties like atomic size, second one electronegativity, third one metallic nature, next one oxidation number, covalent character, and next property is complex formation. So we discussed all these physical properties in from top to bottom in a carbon family, and also main important property of carbon family is formation of catenation. So this is the remarkable property of carbon family. So catenation. So what is catenation? Catenation is nothing but the tendency of an atom to form a long chain identical atoms. This property is known as catenation property. So carbon is having highest catenation property. It means carbon can form a long chain CC bonds. So several number of carbon atoms are bonded with each other to form a long chain identical atoms of carbon. Hence carbon is the highest catenation property element in the periodic table, and also catenation property is decreases from top to bottom in a periodic table or in a group. Therefore in the case of carbon family, lead, it is having a nil catenation property. It means there is no PB-PB bond formation. So the chain between PB-PB is not exist. That means catenation does not exist in the case of lead. And also the catenation property of carbon is due to, so there is one reason for catenation of carbon, that is carbon having atomic number 6, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. So this is the electronic configuration of carbon. So here how many number of valency electrons are there? In the case of carbon, how many number of valency electrons? So this is valency cell. Here 2 electrons are present in s orbital as well as 2 electrons are present at p orbital. Therefore totally there are 4 valency electrons. The valency electrons present at carbon is equal to 4. At the same time, how many orbitals are there? Valency orbitals. So here s orbital. So s orbital having only 1 orbital and 2p orbital. So in 2p orbital there are 3 subcells. So that is Px, Py and Pz. This is only S. Therefore here total number of valency orbitals is equal to 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. Therefore in the case of carbon family, the total number of valency electrons is equal to total number of valency orbital. Therefore carbon having a tendency of formation of catenation. So catenation of carbon family is only due to, the main reason is due to the valency electrons is equal to 4, at the same time valency orbital is equal to 4. So both are equal, that is why carbon having a tendency to formation of a long chain identical atoms. And this catenation property is decreases from top to bottom. So this is all about physical properties of carbon family. Now chemical properties. Chemical properties of carbon family elements. Chemical properties. So in general, carbon forms different types of allotropes, that is graphite, diamond, coal. All these are allotropes of carbon. So what is allotrope? Allotrope is nothing but a element that is exist in several forms. So carbon may be exist in graphite and also in diamond and also in coal. Therefore there are 3 different forms of carbon. All these are known as allotropes. All these are known as allotropes. So here diamond is a strongest compound and it does not react with water or oxygen at normal conditions. So here no reaction. It means diamond is inert, but at a 700 degrees centigrade, this diamond burns in oxygen, it gives CO2. Whenever diamond is burns at 700 degrees centigrade, it gives CO2, carbon dioxide. At the same time, this diamond is reacted with F2 at 700 degrees centigrade, it gives CF4, that is tetrafluorocarbon, or simply carbon tetrafluoride. So this is inert at normal condition, but at 700 degrees centigrade it is converted into CO2 as well as CF4. Whereas in the case of remaining elements, that is silicon, germanium, tin, all these are easily reacted with oxygen, simply forms MO2 type oxides, where M is either silicon or germanium or tin. So silicon reacted with O2, that is oxygen, at a normal condition, it gives MO2, that is M is nothing but silicon. So that is SiO2, silicon dioxide. If M is germanium, then it is GeO2. If it is Sn, that is a tin, it gives SnO2. So dioxides, there are 2 oxygen atoms, therefore all these are known as dioxides. Therefore silver, germanium, tin react with O2, that is air, it easily gives its dioxides. But the last element lead is reacted with O2, but it only gives PbO, that is nothing but monoxide. There is only one oxygen atom is there. This is nothing but monoxide. So lead monoxide. So 2 moles of lead gives 2 PbO. So remaining elements form dioxides, but lead only forms a monoxide. Similarly, M plus F2 or any X2, that is halogen, either fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine, all these gives MCl4 are simply MX4 type halides. MX4, where again M is silicon, germanium and tin. Similarly, lead, only lead react with X2, that is halogen, it only gives PbX2. So here 4 halogens are bonded with metal or element, but in the case of lead there is only formation of PbX2. So the reason for the formation of MX4 or PbX2 is due to inert pair effect. That is due to inert pair effect. So what is this effect? So again look at the electronic configuration of carbon family. So general electronic configuration is Ns2 Np2. So totally there are 2 electrons in s orbital as well as 2 electrons in p orbital. If any element having 4 electrons, whenever these electrons involve in the compound formation, then it exhibits a +2 oxidation state. Whereas if the element having a tendency of formation of a compound with all these 4 electrons by undergoing this type of electronic transition. So in this case, 1 electron is promoted from s orbital to p orbital. Therefore here 1 s electron and 3 p electrons all are involved in the bonding, then it forms a +4 oxidation compounds. So look at the examples here. So there is MX4 like SiCl4, whereas in the case of Pb it only forms PbCl2 dichlorides. So in this example, silicon tetrachloride, silicon can bond of chlorine with 4 bonds. So it is having a tendency to form 4 bonds. So these 4 bonds are due to promotion of this electron from s orbital to p orbital. Therefore, all these electrons are involved in the bond formation, and hence in this example, silicon undergoes sp3 hybridization. sp3 hybridization. This is due to the involvement of s electron as well as 3p electrons present in the outer electronic configuration of silicon. Therefore, it forms a sp3 hybridized silicon, and also the geometry is tetrahedral. It is tetrahedral. If an element involved in sp3 hybridization, then the geometry of that complex or a compound is always tetrahedral. Therefore, SiCl4 having a tetrahedral geometry. Similarly, CH4, that is methane, CCl4, carbon tetrachloride, this is silicon tetrachloride, methane, and this is carbon tetrachloride. So all are having +4 oxidation state, as well as in all these compounds the atom, the element always involves sp3 hybridization, and the geometry is tetrahedral. Geometry is tetrahedral. Whereas in the case of PbCl2, lead can form only 2 bonds with chlorine. It means the electrons present in s orbital does not involve in the bond formation. Only these 2 electrons present in p orbital. These 2 electrons are only involved in the bond formation, and these electrons does not involve in the bond formation. That is why these electrons are known as inert. And also these are pair up. So this is nothing but inert pair effect. Therefore, in the case of lead, there is a inert pair effect. That means the inner orbitals or the orbital present in s orbital does not involve in the bond formation. Therefore, these electrons are stable. It means these are inert, and hence this effect is known as inert pair effect. So in the case of boron family also, boron having a +3 oxidation state, but from top to bottom +3 oxidation state is decreases, and hence thallium is only having a +1 oxidation state only. So this is stable for thallium. Stable oxidation state of thallium is +1, does not exhibit +3. Again, this is also due to inert pair effect. In the case of boron family, electronic configuration is ns2 np1. So here only one electron present in p orbital is involved in the bonding, and these two electrons present in s orbital does not involve in the bond formation, and hence this is also inert pair effect. This is also due to inert pair effect. Therefore, inert pair effect is increases from top to bottom, and hence the low oxidation state of lower metals in a group is due to inert pair effect. So that is the reason for lead only forms PbCl2 and also PbO monoxide as well as dichloride. In all these cases, lead is only having a +2 oxidation state rather than +4. It does not form +4 oxidation state, that is due to inert pair effect. So all these are chemical properties of carbon family. Now next group elements, that is 15th group elements. Next topic, 15th group elements. So 15th group is simply nothing but nitrogen family, because first element in 15th group is nitrogen, that is why this group is known as nitrogen family. This group is also known as 5th A group elements. So look at 13th group is known as 3rd A, that is boron family. 14th group is nothing but 4th A group, that is carbon family. And now 15th group, that is 5th A group, that is nitrogen family. Now again similar topics. So what are the elements present in nitrogen family, and what is the general electronic configuration, and what is the electronic configuration, and what is the electrons present in the outer valency shell, and also what type of physical properties as well as chemical properties that are involved in nitrogen family. Now first of all, elements in nitrogen family. Again, this group contains 5 elements. Again, this group contains 5 elements. These are, first one, nitrogen. This is N, nitrogen. Next one is phosphorus. Phosphorus. Next, third one is arsenic. AS, arsenic. Next one, antimony. SB, antimony. Last one is bismuth. So write the names: nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. So all these are nitrogen family elements, or 15th group elements, or simply 5th A group elements, 5A group elements. Nitrogen is N, phosphorus is P, arsenic is AS, antimony is SB, bismuth is BI. Now atomic numbers. So what is the atomic number of nitrogen? Nitrogen atomic number is 7. So atomic number. So for nitrogen, atomic number is 7. Now what is the atomic number of phosphorus? These are derived from magic numbers. So 2, 8, 18, 18 and 32. So these are the magic numbers which are used to determine the next atomic number of an element present in a group. So nitrogen having a 7 atomic number, and hence the next element, that is phosphorus, having atomic number that is 7 plus 8. So next number is 8, therefore 7 plus 8, that is 15. Therefore atomic number of phosphorus is 15. Next, arsenic. So what is the atomic number of arsenic? So for arsenic, phosphorus is already 15. Now 15 plus 18. 15 plus 18, that is 33. Therefore 33 is the atomic number for arsenic. So in this way, antimony, for antimony again 18. 33 plus 18, that is 51. Therefore 51 is the atomic number for antimony. And finally bismuth. So for bismuth, 51 plus 32, last magic number, that is 83. Therefore atomic number of bismuth is 83. So all these atomic numbers are derived by using these numbers known as magic numbers. So in the periodic table, the atomic number of any element is determined by using these magic numbers. Therefore 7, 15, 33, 51 and finally 83 are the atomic numbers of elements present in nitrogen family. Now what is the electronic configuration? Electronic configuration. So first one, nitrogen. Atomic number is 7. Therefore configuration. So what is the configuration for 7 electrons? 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. Therefore for nitrogen, electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. This is simply written in terms of noble gas, that is helium. Helium is 1s2. Therefore helium, that is for 1s2 and remaining one is 2s2, 2p3. Therefore nitrogen electronic configuration is helium 2s2, 2p3. Next, phosphorus 15. So for phosphorus, electronic configuration is written in terms of, or first of all 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 up to 10. Next one, please wait. Right. So now phosphorus electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 up to 10, and next one is 3s2, 3p3, and it is written in terms of noble gas as neon up to 10, and remaining one is 3s2, 3p3. 3s2, 3p3. Similarly, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, all these are written in terms of noble gas configuration as helium, neon. Next one is argon. So argon, it is 3d10, 4s2, 4p3. So this is the configuration of arsenic. And then antimony. So for antimony, electronic configuration is krypton 4d10, 5s2, 5p3, and last bismuth. For bismuth, electronic configuration is xenon 4f14, 5d10, 6s2, and 6p3. So this is the electronic configuration of elements present in nitrogen family. So look at the outer electronic configuration, 6s2 6p3, 5s2 5p3, so like that. Therefore the general electronic configuration of all these elements are ns2 np3. ns2 np3. So this is the general electronic configuration of nitrogen family or 15th group element. So here there are 2 electrons present in s orbital as well as 3 electrons present in p orbital. So 1 2 3. So this is s2 and this is p3. So here p orbital having a maximum of 6 electrons, but in our electronic configuration it is having 3 electrons, that is off filled. This is off filled orbital. We know that either completely filled or off filled electronic configuration is always stable compared to remaining one. Therefore compared to 13th and 14th group, 15th group elements are stable because all are having a off-filled configuration, that is ns2 np3. So here there are 3 electrons out of 6, therefore it is off-filled configuration. That is why nitrogen family elements are stable. It means these are inert. So these are the inert elements compared to 13 as well as 14th group elements. Now, what are the physical properties of nitrogen family? Physical properties. Again, same physical properties from top to bottom. What happened? Physical properties. So, first one is atomic size. Atomic size. So from top to bottom, atomic size is always increases. Therefore nitrogen is very small size, phosphorus increase in size, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. So from top to bottom, size of the element is increases due to increasing its atomic number. So mass number increases, atomic size increases, atomic radius increases, and also density is also increases. So from top to bottom, therefore nitrogen having least values and bismuth having large values. So from top to bottom, all these values are increases. Next, second one. Second one is metallic nature. Metallic nature. So what happened? Metallic nature from top to bottom. So first element in this group is nitrogen. Nitrogen is a non-metal. Nitrogen is a gas. It is a non-metal. Next, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. So this is also non-metal, but both arsenic and antimony are semi-metals. Semi-metal, but bismuth is a good metal. It is a metal. Therefore, from top to bottom, metallic nature is increases. So first two elements are non-metals and next two elements are semi-metals and finally bismuth is a metal. Therefore, metallic nature is increases from top to bottom in the nitrogen family group. And third one is nature. Third property, that is nature. So what is the nature of the elements? So nitrogen is a gas. It is always a gas and also it exists as N2, that is a nitrogen gas. So two atoms combined each other to form a nitrogen molecule and this is a gas, and here there exists a triple bond between nitrogen and nitrogen. It is very strong because it is a triple bond. So this bond strength is very high, nearly 285 kilocalories. Bond strength. So what is bond strength? Bond strength is nothing but amount of energy required to break that bond. So 285 kilocalories of amount of energy is required to break this bond. That is why this is having a bond strength. It is a strong bond, hence it is more stable and hence it is inert. So nitrogen is always inert, that is due to formation of N2 molecule, that is N triple bond N. There exists a triple bond, that is bond order. So bond order for nitrogen is 3. So what is bond order? Bond order is nothing but number of bonds present between the atoms in a molecule. So here nitrogen molecule having 3 bonds between the nitrogen atoms, therefore bond order is equal to 3, hence it is inert. So nature of nitrogen is gas and remaining all elements are solids. Phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, and also all are present at tetrahedral position, that is P4, Sb4, As4, Bi4. So all are present in tetrahedral, that is 4 atoms combined with each other. So gives P4, As4, Sb4 and also Bi4. So this is the nature of the elements. Next property is ionization energy. Ionization energy or ionization potential, whatever it may be. So ionization energy is nothing but the amount of energy required to remove one electron from the nucleus. So from top to bottom size increases. Therefore bismuth having a large size and hence it is easy to remove one electron from the nucleus, because here this is having large radius. Therefore the distance between nucleus and electron is large, hence the attraction between positive charged nucleus and negatively charged electron is less, hence this electron is easily removed from the nucleus. Therefore ionization energy is always decreases from top to bottom. So nitrogen is having high ionization energy, whereas bismuth having very low ionization energy. So that is due to increase in size from top to bottom. So this is the fourth property, ionization energy. And next property is electronegativity. Electronegativity. So nitrogen having a high electronegativity, that is equal to 3.0. It is almost equal to chlorine. So best electronegativity element in entire periodic table is fluorine, having a value of 4.0, and next one is chlorine, that is also nearly equal to 3.1, bromine 2.8, iodine 2.5. So all these are halogens having highest electronegativity elements. Here nitrogen is also having a 3.0 electronegativity. It means it is nearly equal to chlorine. So this is also best electronegativity element in the periodic table. This is due to nitrogen always combined with each other to form N2. And electronegativity values are decreases from top to bottom. Nitrogen having highest value and last bismuth having least electronegativity value. So this is about electronegativity. Next, sixth property. Sixth property is oxidation number. Oxidation numbers. Oxidation number. Right. So general electronic configuration of this group is NS2 NP3. So how many electrons are there in outermost cell? So here 2 electrons and here 3 electrons. So in this similar way, if these 3 electrons are removed from the element, then it exhibits a +3 oxidation state. Whereas if all the electrons are removed from this element, then it exhibits a +5 oxidation state. And also outermost electrons present in p orbital are p3, that is nitrogen having maybe -3 oxidation state or +3 oxidation state. That is, it is having a tendency to gain of 3 electrons or loss of 3 electrons. If it gain 3 electrons, then it is having -3. If it lost 3 electrons, then it is having +3 oxidation state. Similarly, if all electrons are removed from the element, then it exhibits +5. If suppose in the case of NH3, that is ammonia. In ammonia, nitrogen is X and 3 into for hydrogen always having +1 charge. Therefore, NH3 is always neutral, that is equal to 0. That hence X plus 3 is equal to 0 and finally X is equal to -3. Therefore, in ammonia, nitrogen exhibit a -3 charge. Similarly, in the case of NF3, so here oxidation number of nitrogen is, so 3 into -1 for halogen. Halogens are always -1 and total charge is 0. Therefore, X minus 3 is equal to 0, that implies X is equal to +3. Therefore, in NF3, nitrogen exhibit a +3 charge. So it means nitrogen having a tendency either gain of 3 electrons or loss of 3 electrons. Similarly, consider PCl5, phosphorus pentachloride. In this case, phosphorus X and 5 into Cl, for Cl it is -1, so total equal to 0, and X minus 5 is equal to 0, therefore X is equal to +5. Therefore, in PCl5, phosphorus exhibit a +5 oxidation state. So due to presence of outermost electrons, that is 2 electrons in s orbital and 3 electrons in p orbital, so there is a totally a tendency of loss of all 5 electrons, then it exhibit a +5 oxidation state as well as +3 and -3 oxidation state. And also nitrogen exhibit all the oxidation numbers from +5 to -3. It exhibit +5, +4, +3. So look at the examples. If suppose N2O5, nitrogen pentoxide. So in this case, for nitrogen 2 into X, because here N2, 2 atoms are there, and then 5 into oxygen. So for oxygen, oxidation number is -2, so total is equal to 0. Therefore, 2X minus 10 is equal to 0. Therefore, 2X is equal to 5, 2X is equal to 10, finally X is equal to +5. Therefore, in this example N2O5, nitrogen exhibit a +5 oxidation number. Nitrogen exhibit +5 oxidation number. Next example N2O4. So calculate the oxidation number of nitrogen in N2O4. N2O4. N2O4 is a dimer of NO2, nitrogen dioxide. It is a dimer. So 2 moles of NO2 combined to form N2O4. Now calculation of oxidation number in N2O4 for nitrogen. So here it is 2 into X, that is nitrogen, plus 4 into, for oxygen it is -2 and neutral charge, therefore it is 0. So 2x minus 8 is equal to 0 and hence 2x is equal to 8, finally x is equal to +4. Therefore, in the case of N2O4, nitrogen exhibit a +4 oxidation state as well. X is equal to +4. Therefore, it is having a +4 oxidation number. Next example, N2O3. N2O3. So, in this similar way, 2 into x plus 3 into minus 2 is equal to 0. Therefore, 2x is equal to 6. Therefore, x is equal to +3. Therefore, here nitrogen exhibit a +3 oxidation state. In N2O3, nitrogen exhibit a +3 oxidation state. Next example, NO, nitric oxide, NO. So, here N, that is x, plus 1 into minus 2 for oxygen, so equal to 0. Simply x is equal to +2. Therefore, it exhibits +2 in NO, nitrogen oxide, having a +2 oxidation state. Next one, NH2OH. NH2OH. So, here x plus 2 into +1 plus OH. OH always a negative sign. So, simply this is -1, that is equal to 0. Therefore, x plus 2 minus 1 is equal to 0. X is equal to, or x plus 1 is equal to 0. And x is equal to -1. Therefore, in this case, nitrogen exhibit a -1 oxidation state also. And in the case of nitrogen molecule, that is N2, in N2 it is 0, that is nitrogen exhibit a 0 oxidation state. And one more example, NH2, NH2. NH2, NH2. So, in this case, hydrogen having a +1 oxidation state, there are 2 hydrogen atoms, therefore, total charge on hydrogen atom is +2. Therefore, nitrogen exhibit a -2 oxidation state. Therefore, in the case of NH2, NH2, nitrogen exhibit a -2 oxidation state. And also in the case of NH3, it exhibit a -3 oxidation state. So, therefore, the final conclusion is nitrogen exhibit all the oxidation states from +5 to -3 in different compounds, either in oxides or hydroxides or also in hydrides, exhibit +5 to -3 oxidation state. So, this is about oxidation property. Next property is electrical and thermal conductivity. Electrical and thermal conductivity. So, conductivity means carrying electricity or thermal heat energy. So, nitrogen is gas. So, gases are always insulators. Gases are always insulators. Therefore, these are very bad conductors. That is nothing but insulator. It does not conduct either electricity or heat energy through them. Therefore, nitrogen is a insulator. Whereas from top to bottom, metallic character is increases. Bismuth is a best metal. Therefore, it conduct both electricity as well as heat energy. Both electricity and heat energy, that is thermal energy. Therefore, these are best conductors. Therefore, bismuth is a conductor, whereas nitrogen is a insulator, and hence thermal conductivity or electrical conductivity is always increases from top to bottom in a group. Next property is catenation. So catenation is nothing but the tendency of an atom to form a long chain identical atoms. So carbon is the best catenation character because it can form any number of carbon atoms. Similarly, nitrogen family also having a catenation property, and also here nitrogen. In the case of N2 molecule, nitrogen can form two bonds, two atom bonds. So here catenation is only 2 because only 2 nitrogen atoms. In the case of azide, that is N3 minus, this is known as azide ion, AZIDE, azide ion. So in this ion catenation is 3 because here N, there is a tendency of formation of 3 atoms chain. So nitrogen, nitrogen, nitrogen. So catenation is extended up to 3 for atom. Whereas in the case of remaining elements, that is phosphorus having a Fe4, that is catenation is extended up to 4. But compared to carbon family, catenation is always less. Catenation is less than carbon family. Nitrogen can only form a catenation up to 2 as well as 3 in N2 molecule as well as azide. In the case of NH2, in this also only 2 nitrogen atoms can bond with each other. Hence here also catenation up to 2 atoms is exist. In the case of azide, there are 3 atoms. But in the case of phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth, catenation is up to 4. But in this case, bismuth is also nil. There is no catenation between bismuth atoms. So that is about catenation. And next one is formation of covalent bonds. Covalent bonds. So what is the condition for covalent bond according to Fossen's rule? According to Fossen's rule, if cation having a small size and also large charge, then it easily forms a covalent bond. So if cation is small size, if suppose NH3, next PH3. So compared to phosphorus, nitrogen is having small size, therefore it easily forms a covalent bond. So compared to NH3, it is less covalent, and hence covalent character is always decreases from top to bottom. And finally bismuth can form ionic bond. So for ionic bond, the conditions are reverse, that is large size and also small charge. Bismuth is having large size, therefore it form ionic bond. And nitrogen can form covalent bond. So all these are the physical properties of nitrogen family. So this is all about 13th, 14th and 15th group elements, electronic configuration and physical properties. So in our next class, we discussed about the compounds of 13, 14 and 15 group elements. So stop here today and I discuss the remaining topics on tomorrow. Thank you.